So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can achieve financial independence so that you can live life on your own terms and retire early. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm James, and on this channel we talk about all things personal finance, investing and entrepreneurship. So if you're new around here, consider subscribing below. So in recent times, there's been this growing community of people that are making conscious changes about their lives in order to achieve financial independence before the standard retirement age of 65. These people are known as the FIRE community. FIRE is broken up into two main parts. We've first got financial independence and the second part, retiring early. Financial independence is all about creating enough passive income to cover all your lifestyle expenses so that you're not actually tied down to an income from an actual job. And the second part, well, simple as it sounds, is actually retiring early. The reason why this community works towards these two goals is that they really understand that life is for living and they don't want to have to spend most of it stuck in a job working for someone else. Having a look over financial independence, this often is some sort of elusive goal that 99.9% of the population strive to have. But in reality, it doesn't actually have to be that difficult. In fact, in this video, I'm going to show you how anyone can achieve financial independence even while being on just an average salary. A recent survey found that 85% of people actually hate their jobs. The two biggest reasons for this, the first one being not satisfied with their salary, and the other is the feeling of sort of being trapped in a 9-to-5 job where they have to do the same monotonous task over and over just so that they can go home, watch a bit of Netflix, go to sleep and repeat the same process all over again. So let me know in the comments down below as to whether you're happy at your job, and if not, why. Now, the reality is that you only have one life to live, so why spend 40 years of that doing something that you hate, when instead you can actually be putting your time into the activities that you find the most joy from and what provide you with the greatest happiness. The simple answer to why most people can't achieve this is that they need money to live on, and without a 9-to-5 job, there's not actually going to be any money coming in. What a lot of people don't understand is that there are actually many avenues for money to flow in, and some of the best of these are not actually tied to time, meaning that we don't have to trade our hours for dollars. The truth to achieving financial independence is going to come in the form of having enough passive income flowing in that's going to cover all of your lifestyle expenses. Now, on the day that this actually happens, you don't actually really need to work a job ever again. And any work that you do will be because you want to work, not because you have to work. In order to achieve financial independence, the main concept we're going to be studying today is known as the Trinity Study. So this study was performed by 3 professors of finance at the Trinity University, where they were determining safe withdrawal rates from retirement portfolios that are able to be everlasting, meaning that you're not actually ever living off the principal, but you're only living off the interest that is accumulated from these portfolios. They found that by having a drawing rate of about 4%, this would enable you to live off your investments indefinitely. So if you had, for example, a $1 million portfolio, you can safely withdraw about 4%, which equates to $40,000 per year, and you would never actually run out of money. So from the Trinity Study, they mainly focus on investing in stock portfolios and ETFs, because the average stock market return over the long term is about 7.5%, meaning that if you are withdrawing 4% per year, then the gains in the market is enough to cover the amount that you are going to be cashing out. Now, 4% also leaves room for the portfolio to grow in order to cover for inflation, because over time your money is going to have less purchasing power, and so therefore naturally you're going to need more money to live on, let's say 10 years from now, than you do currently. So by having your portfolio slowly grow over time, that 4% rate that you are withdrawing will also grow in nominal terms as the cost of living actually rises from inflation. So within the principle of FIRE, there's actually going to be different forms of it, and today we're going to be covering the 3 main types of FIRE and which one may be best suited for your lifestyle. These 3 main essential types come down to sort of what type of retirement lifestyle you want to have, whether it be conservative, a standard retirement, or an extravagant retirement. An article from Financial Samurai summed up the different forms of FIRE really well, and they basically labeled them as having either lean FIRE, regular FIRE, or fat FIRE. Starting with lean FIRE, this is really going to be for the people that are wanting to have sort of a more simple retirement. They're not wanting to spend a lot of money, and generally they just want to have access to the basic necessities without going over the top and entering into luxuries. This will be best suited for people that are wanting more towards a minimalist lifestyle, and that for people that are used to living on a low budget and they can get through with the simpler things in life. The magic number that was found from this article is to have approximately $1 million in investments that are producing a $40,000 per year gross passive income. This is going to be enough to provide a simple life for a family of up to 4 people, usually in a low-cost country or a low-cost city in a country. There will generally have to be some sacrifices that need to be made though. For example, the kids would probably have to go to a public school of some sort, and there probably won't be enough budget in to fund for many fancy international trips. For a lot of people though, this may be more than enough, and in this case, lean fire could be perfect. The second type of fire is known as regular fire, and I think this is the category where most families are going to fall under. Regular fire is a step up when it comes to retirement lifestyle, and it's going to be best suited towards those who want a comfortable retirement with sort of no limit to eating out at restaurants and enough budget for a few international trips per year. The average cost for a family of 4 wanting this kind of lifestyle is going to be somewhere in the range of $80,000 per year, meaning that you're going to need a total of $2 million in a retirement portfolio. Now, of course, this isn't going to be enough for someone that might want to splurge on big expensive items such as a new car or first-class plane tickets, but it definitely is going to be sufficient for what most people would want to do in their retirement. And the third type of fire is known as fat fire. So this one is going to be for those that really want to live it up big time. They might want to stay in an expensive city around the world, and they want to spend a big chunk of their year traveling abroad. You're going to need an annual income of about $200,000, so therefore a portfolio of about $5 million invested. Now this one, it's only going to be for a small handful of people, and understandably, it's going to take a lot more time to build up a $5 million portfolio to, let's say, some of the lower budget fires. It definitely is not unachievable though, and if this is the type of lifestyle you want to have, you definitely want to start working towards this from an early age. So often when it comes to achieving financial independence and doing it in the fastest time possible, there are going to be 2 significant factors that will help to greatly reduce the amount of time you have spending grinding away and reaching your FIRE figure. These 2 factors, well, the first one is going to be sort of the amount of money that you can put away and save towards reaching your magic number. The second one is going to be the rate of return that you can receive from this invested money so that you can reach your goal in a faster amount of time. In order to achieve FIRE at the youngest age possible, you are going to want to find ways to live very frugally in the short term so that you can save as much as possible as quick as possible for a better retirement. You're also going to want to learn how to invest your money properly so that you can achieve good returns while also having minimal risk. The last thing you really want to do is to find that you're sort of gambling with your retirement money. Now, if you imagine what your own retirement might look like and you find that it doesn't really exactly fall into any of the 3 main categories we talked about, you might, for example, be a combination of the 2, and you might not fit exactly into one of the 3. What I'm going to show you is how you can find your own FIRE number so you can work out exactly how much you need in order to achieve financial independence. First, what you're going to need to do is figure out how much money it would cost you to live per year in annual expenses. You want to also keep in mind whether you'd have a family or not, and if so, how many people are going to be relying on this income. And the other thing you want to focus on is what kinds of activities or things that you want to do in your retirement. Once you've got a list of these, make sure to write it down and how much each of these would cost on a monthly or a yearly basis. So this could range from anything from wanting to do X amount of traveling per year, or maybe joining a sports club, or picking up a few new hobbies here and there. Now also make sure that you keep a track of your total food and living expenses so that you come up with an exact set figure that you will need in order to retire. It is better to be less conservative with this number actually, because you don't want to be sort of overstating it. In fact, it's actually better to understate it, because you want to have a bit of a cushion to fall back on if, let's say, you have some unexpected expenses that end up being a little bit more than what you were thinking. So using this 4% rule, we then will multiply this figure by 25. So basically what we're doing is we're multiplying your annual expenses by 25 and arriving at the amount of money that you need to retire. The last step, of course, is to actually start working towards this number and sort of tracking your progress as you go along. And you get closer towards reaching this number. By working towards your FIRE number, you're going to be able to retire much earlier than everyone else, and it's going to allow you to live the life the way you want to without any financial commitments. This, I believe, is what's going to really help you achieve your financial goals and allow you to spend more time doing the things that you love with the people that you want. So that's all for today's video. I know it was a bit of a short one, but if you found it inspiring or helpful at all, make sure to drop a like below, as it really helps out the channel. And also subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified when I release new videos. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.